Go-karts, an American tradition. Scrape a few bucks together, get yourself a fun cart, build a backyard bull ring, call your buddies, and let the good times roll. We come here to 575 Raceway in Brownsburg, Indiana for the inaugural Fall Brawl. Yeah, it's all in good fun, but these guys are serious and are here to win. It's gonna get wild. Hello, everyone, and we welcome you to the 575 Raceway in Brownsburg, Indiana for the inaugural Fall Brawl presented by Margay Racing. I'm Sean Buckley. We come to you from the west side of Indianapolis on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and the drivers are ready. The pit meeting already wrapped up, and these guys are ready to rip. And the one driver they are all chasing is Brad Alexander from Torrance, California. He is no doubt one of the hot dogs around here, and he is definitely tough to beat. Here he is in qualifying, and you can see that big steering wheel. That's definitely one of the keys to getting around this place. We talked to him about that number one plate.
We had a race about a month back called it the Brownsburg Cup, and the winner, that was part of the trophy. You get to run a one plate, so I'll get to run it until next year.
Well, some of the drivers trying to knock Brad off the top step is Southern California's Jake Argo. He's also the promoter and track prep guy. How about Braden Fox, the newly crowned US 24 Micro Champion, and former Lawrenceburg Speedway Sprint Car champ Jimmy Light also here trying to do some work. And here is the Fall Brawl lowdown. 63-lap feature, 2 segments, a mandatory pit stop on lap 30. You hit a tire, you go to the tail, and double file restarts after each segment. This afternoon's race in action from 575 Raceway brought to you by jackslash.com and Margay Racing. The 63-lap feature coming up. Welcome back to 575 Raceway here in Brownsburg, Indiana for the Fall Brawl presented by Margay Racing. Earlier in qualifying, it was the 22 of Jordan Shipley with quick time honors, and so that'll park him on the pole for the 63-lap feature. Let's talk to him.
Oh, it was pretty good. Track's really good. It's really good on the top, but all-around good run. I think Brad Alexander for the motor build did an excellent job. Jake Argo for the track prep, perfect. Couldn't ask for any better track.
So the field is set for the 63-lap feature Fall Brawl. It'll be Jordan Shipley and Braden Fox in row number 1. Brad Alexander and Garrett Andrews in row 2. That is Jimmy Light and Jake Argo in row number 3. Brian Carricker inside of the 4th row in that red shirt. Then it's Steve Fox to the outside. And starting in the back, it is the 18 of Jeff Troyer. So here we go off of turn 4. We are green here at 575 Raceway. Little contact off of turn number 2. Shipley grabs the early lead. Here comes Andrews in the blue t-shirt. Here comes Brad Alexander down on the inside. We're going to go on board with Jimmy Light. And Light back in that 5th spot, 6th spot actually. As we race down into turns 1 and 2, you can see this racetrack very hard and slick and dusty here early. Down into turn 1, off of turn 2, it's Shipley, followed by Alexander. Fox around the outside in that blue helmet as we have the yellow flag coming out here early. It looks like the 77 of BK Carricker bringing out our first caution here. And everything happening so fast here at 575 Raceway. So we'll line them up here and start them off of turn number 4. And here we go. It's Shipley. He goes right to the top. Build that momentum. Alexander hunting down on the inside. And that is your battle for the lead, nearly side by side off of turn 4. 2 grooves here at 575. And Fox working that high groove. Andrews slipping around back in that 4th spot. Good stuff up front. Alexander, he's going to take the lead off of turn 4 as we go on board with Brad Alexander. And you're looking out the back there, Shipley behind him. You see Fox working that outside line. Good stuff here early. Nearly a perfect prepared racetrack, 2 equal grooves. Now, about a month ago, they ran that Brownsburg Cup, and that's how Alexander earned that yellow number 1 plate. But they had the big inside berm that was really troublesome for these carts to get the carts up on 2 wheels and bike the carts, and they chopped that inside berm down. It's really opened up the racetrack, and you can see it here. We're going to go on board with Alexander again. That's Shipley behind him, the quick qualifier. the quick qualifier and pole sitter as he pulls to the infield here on the front straightaway. And it looks like the yellow flag will fly by Chief Starter Brad Fox. So there's Shipley, helmet off, helmet in seat. It looks like our quick qualifier and pole sitter might be done here this afternoon. So Brad Alexander is our race leader. Then it's Fox. Andrews, your top three. Argo up to fourth. Jimmy Light, round out your top five or green. Down into turns 1 and 2. It's Alexander working that huggy pole. And the top three all run on the inside, so we have a yellow flag again. And it looks like we got a tire sitting in the middle of turns 1 and 2. And it looks like our track worker, Matt Bagger McDonald, there to save the day. So a warm fall afternoon here in Brownsburg, Indiana, as Alexander takes the green down into turns 1 and 2 as we go on board with Alexander again. And you're looking at Garrett Andrews in that blue t-shirt rocking the shorts. And these are vintage Margay karts with a $100 Harbor Freight engine in them as we go on board now with Jake Argo as he's running around that outside groove. Good stuff here. The battle for second. Argo charging hard. Build that momentum around the outside. And no doubt, Andrews and Argo, two of the more heavier drivers here. And it's not hurting them at all. As Alexander just kind of poking around on that inside. We're still very early here in this race. Remember, 2 segments. We'll go 30 laps and a mandatory break. Then we'll run the following 33. Look at Jimmy Light around the outside in that Cold Trickle paint job helmet from the Days of Thunder movie. As he's trying to get back inside the top 5, so go back up front with Alexander. That's BK Carricker, and he's trying to stay on the lead lap there as we got a tire sitting off of turn 2. As we go back on board again with Alexander, and the yellow flag is going to fly here once again for an infield tire as Argo's going to pick it up. And we're going to get a replay here. And who was it? Oh, yeah, it was Andrews who hit the infield tire, so he'll have to go to the back. And we pick up action here. The battle up front. It's Alexander and Argo. Both of these drivers from Southern California. Alexander from Torrance. Argo from Gardena, El Segundo, somewhere in there. But a great battle here up front. Approaching the halfway point. Going 63 laps here. And Argo really starting to make some things happen around the top. Build that momentum. Just not enough to overtake Alexander for the top spot. Good battle here for the third spot. Jeff Troyer working down low. As we get the white flag, it's 1 to go to the halfway stop. And Alexander's going to come off at turn 4. He'll take the check here to complete the first segment. And wow, pretty exciting first half so far. So that will do it for the first 30-lap segment here, and all the drivers will have to pull onto the front stretch, and they'll be able to get out, stretch their legs, add fuel to the cars, and we will return with the second segment. 33 laps to go. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to 575 Raceway here in Brownsburg, Indiana for the Fall Brawl presented by Margay Racing. So the second segment getting ready to kick off. 33 laps remain here as we're going to do double file restarts. And Brad Alexander, that pole sitter there, he is our race leader. Jake Argo is in second. We are green. As we go on board with Alexander and Steena.com. And obviously, Alexander, the one to beat here as he leaves the field. And now trouble for the 18 of Jeff Troyer. And Troyer, who got up to third there before the restart. Looks like he has some engine issues there, and he pulls into the infield. And Troyer, a longtime sprint car and midget fan, and has worked with the IndyCar series for a long, long time. And from the help of his buddy Brent Beauchamp, the Indiana Sprint Week winner at Bloomington, he is back in this race. So off at turn 4, we'll go green again. It's Alexander down low in the black helmet. A little fun fact there, that's a former Tony Jones sprint car helmet that he got. And Alexander, related to the Alexander family that owns the Silver 4 on the West Coast, and now Damian Gardner drives and Tony Jones used to drive. So out the back of Alexander, you see Argo staying true to the top groove, and Talk about Southern California sprint car history. Jake Argo, the nephew of Rodney Argo, the wild man, and that's why it's got a 19 on the side. Great stuff here inside the top four. That's Andrews. Remember, he had to come from the back of the pack after hitting that tire in segment one, and he's fighting and clawing his way back to third. And Argo now running that low line in 3 and 4, the top in 1 and 2, and now a yellow flag again as our track safety worker, chief officer, Matt Bagger McDonald, all over it here with these tires. So you see Argo pulling up next to Alexander saying, hey, you got a problem here, pal. Maybe some head games here. With 20 laps remaining, he gets Alexander down into turns 1 and off at 2. And Argo's trying everything he can, the whole bag of tricks. And he's really ripping 1 and 2 very well. And again, it's a 2-groover, but Argo just doesn't have enough to get him off the corner here. Andrews just chilling in that third spot, trying to take second from Argo. So some good stuff here. Oh, trouble again, the caution. As we got a car spun around, it's the 23 car of Jimmy Light. And Jimmy won Best Helmet Paint Job Award with that Cold Trickle Days of Thunder helmet lid. So we'll try this again. So 63 laps around this tiny little bull ring, and I'm sure it can get physical. Holding onto that steering wheel can get tough. So again, the battle up front still raging on. Alexander is cruising on the inside. Everyone says he has one of the best handling karts, and it seems like the bigger steering wheel definitely helps the handling as the battle for second heat up again. Andrews to the inside of Argo. And Andrews owns the deed to this property, so some home cooking for sure. And he's definitely earned it. He had to come from the back of the pack, clipping that infield tire in the first segment. And now he sits second. Argo third. Braden Fox, we mentioned him earlier, the newly crowned micro champion at the US 24 Raceway up in Logansport, Indiana. There's Steve Fox's uncle in the gray helmet. We haven't talked much about him. Troyer, he's coming from the back of the pack, working that inside. In this battle, heating up again, Fox and Argo for third. It's so fun to watch Argo rip that top groove, and got the leader, Alexander, stretching it out over Andrews, and now a caution. It's the 99 of Steve Fox. And now our chief starter, Brad Fox, showing him 9 laps to go here in the 63-lap fall brawl. It's Alexander off of turn 4 in green. As we go on board with Alexander and Steeda.com to look on the back, there's Andrews. Does he have anything for Alexander here? The lap's winding down. Who's going to take it? It's Alexander down into turn 1, followed by Andrews. Fox, the young Braden Fox, Avon High School's own. The teenager sitting in that third spot. And just a handful of laps to go here. The top 3 all run the low line as we're back on board again with Alexander. See the Hoosier tires doing their job here this afternoon. Track very abrasive and slick, hard and dusty. And there's Alexander, our race leader. Once he took the lead from Shipley early in that first segment, he hasn't really been challenged too hard as the white flag now in the air. Half a lap to go. Into 3, off of 4, and Brad Alexander from Torrance, California wins the fall brawl here at 575 Raceway. And here we are in victory lane. Let's talk to our winner.
I just put 63 solid laps together. Had to fight off Jake for the first half, and he wasn't really a factor in the second half. Then I had to fend off Garrett for the other half, so it's good.
What a wild one here at 575 Raceway in Brownsburg, Indiana. We hope you enjoyed it. It was no doubt a wild one. Congratulations to Torrance, California's Brad Alexander as he raises the belt high as he is the big winner. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.